Well, everybody. Looks like everyone's coming out with some banless video, errata videos, saying how things need to be hit, or people aren't going to be buying products for next set, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm going to let you guys know my opinion. I'm going to do a little bit of reacting to some people's ideas, but I'm just going to give you my honest opinion on stuff. And straight up, I am a mostly blue player, so I may be a little biased, but I think I have a reasonable solution for what the big problem people have, and I think we all know what that is. That's peel off, and obviously Halo Q's very strong package. So let's go over it, right? So people are talking about ban lists and erratas that need to happen, or else people aren't going to be playing the game, or it's not going to be a fun game state. And peel off is the first one that comes to mind, that comes up, right? So this card obviously is like super strong. It's really strong. But the thing is like blue has 7 card restriction in hand. In order to get those effects to go off, like on curve, it requires us to combo out of stuff, right? We can't be like comboing out of defending our life. Otherwise, if we just like straight awaken and take damage, we're gonna have like you have like 10 cards in hand, right? By the time you're awakened, and maybe by turn 4, and then like say you have Gohan in hand, you can't even drop Gohan. So like half the game you're playing blue as a vanilla leader. Like take Zamasu for example. You want to stay unawakened for as long as possible, right? So we don't even get to play the game, like we only get to play like 10% of the game awakened, right? So peel off allows us to defend early, recur some kind of combo power, and then let us get those 7 cards or less effects off, right? I will say though, late game, yeah, it's pretty annoying when your opponent's at 8-9 plus energy and they just start going peel off, final hope slash, peel off, final hope slash, and they loop that over and over. That is very toxic. I'm not gonna lie. But again, that's what blue can do when they get to the late game. And people are like, oh well, that's a fun an unfun end game when you play against blue. You know what's unfun too? Playing into green and they have 15 energy and they go, okay, I'm gonna drop a Broly into a double strike Goku. Is that more fair, fun late game? Or how about Boo going, I'm gonna play a 5-drop into Babidi into buff Boo, and then I'm gonna swing 20 leader, 30, 20 again with leader, 35, make you discard a card possibly. Like, is that a more fun end game? Like the example with green, like you need to aggro them obviously, right? Same thing with blue. If you aggro them, then they can't get to 8 plus energy and start looping. I think my solution though, my recommendation, what I think could be good for peel off is instead of a ban or not being able to pick up itself, being able to pick up itself I think is fine. I think it should only be able to pick up, be played once per turn. Just like Videl here in Saint City, where it says when you do her effect, you cannot play Videls for the rest of the turn. If peel off can only be played once per turn, that allows the early game to be able to, sustain some kind of hand so that you can defend your life and then get your 7 cards or less. But it makes the late game not toxic, where like you can't just go peel off, final hope slash, peel off, final hope slash, right? You wouldn't be able to do that. So I think that's probably like the best option. Otherwise, like why just get rid of 7 card less blue effects, right? Make all the other colors have 7 or less. I mean, blue's skills aren't even that broken compared to other stuff. I mean, like red has some pretty broken removal, right? They get around with through game mechanics, right? They can get through, can't be KO'd by just negging stuff down, right? They don't have to have a hand restriction. No one has to have a hand restriction except for blue, okay? But yeah, that's my suggestion for the whole peel off thing, right? Into Saint City Halo Coup. Okay, so I think the most broken cards in the deck are these ones I have right here. I think the strongest cards out of them is probably Videl and Girls with Short Hair. I mean, Videl being able to cheat out a 2 cost that's going to basically draw you a card plus you a card is pretty insane. But Girls with Short Hair is probably like the most like influential card in the deck because it allows you to do everything the deck wants to do while being unawakened. So I think this would actually be a good card to have limit 1 on, because like only being able to play it once per turn, because you once again blue wants to mostly stay like high life and unawakened, so they can do 7 cards or less, right? A lot of the cards in Satan City require 7 or less, right? You have Videls, you have your Gohans, you have your Great Saiyaman 2s, right? They want to be 7 or less, so it's just really toxic like when you can go like 3 Girls with Short Hair a turn and just plus like 4 or 6 cards in hand. That's pretty bad. But I think Satan City package is the problem, right? As we've seen this set and last set, the topping blue decks were just Halo Coup and like a couple of Zamasus here and there. And the reason Zamasu's in there is because I think it has a pretty good matchup into Halo Coup. It's probably better than other decks, and then his Zamasu has pretty good matchups into like red and yellow. But I think the problem is the Halo Coup package itself, right? I mean, if you take a look at the player who was at Worlds, Red Rabbit Kong, he won the Asia finals with a Trunks leader with Satan City package with no peel off and no super combos, right? It was all pure Satan City, and he won. He went 6-0, and then he got to go to Worlds. And obviously in Worlds he played peel off because yes, peel off is a strong card, and so he's gonna obviously take advantage of that. But the point is like you don't need peel off. Like if you hit peel off, okay, well like he just proved that you can win nationals with a Satan City build that doesn't have peel off or even super combos. Like it's the package itself. Like all the cards are so strong and they synergize so well into each other. Being able to cheat out stuff with high school, being able to cheat out your 4-cost Great Saiyaman 2 to play out the Great Saiyaman, like a 2-cost 20 and 30k body, that's pretty insane. Sharpener basically being another energy. Every sharpener you get on board is just another energy you have, so you can free play extra cards. That's insanely busted. And then like Hercule's probably like the least influential card, but like that card is still freaking busted, right? Since we play so many 1-drops, you can stack your board with 1-drops, play Hercule, swing, reduce something, and use a Great Saiyaman 2 extra card to get rid of something. So I think the package of Satan City just needs to be hit. It's just very strong, and I think if they don't do anything about any of these cards, it's just going to be, you're just going to constantly see it in sets going forward. But yeah, that's my opinion on Satan City. It's obviously very strong. I think they need to do something definitely with it. I don't think peel off is the problem, right? The deck works like many times when I play my Halo Coup deck. There are times when I charge peel off because peel off is not even the strongest card in the deck. So, but let's move to some yellow. Okay, the other like meta deck is obviously Evil Boo, and the issue here is like obviously one, they get to do hand destruction, right? Like Babidi into Buhan makes you discard up to 2 cards. Like that's pretty toxic. I think hand destruction in games like toxic, and it annoys people. Like I'm not gonna lie, it annoys the heck out of me. Like in any game, any TCG. But the thing about Evil Boo is, right, he can do he gets to do hand destruction, draw, and then it also has the option to be aggro. So they can do too many things. So I think the identity of the deck needs to be a little bit more defined. Like it should either be a hand destruction deck that can go like not super aggro, but it can still like do stuff, or just needs to be an aggro deck that has very mild hand control. So I think like Buff Boo is probably it's probably the one that needs to be hit, because this, if you hit this is like their OTK turn is right. Obviously going like 5-drop into Bobbity into Buff Boo, and then they do all kinds of swings, and like, you know, before they even got to that turn, they've been playing Bobbity into Buuhan and making you discard 2. So your hand size is low, and now you have to deal with 2 30s and then probably 2 20 pluses from the leader, and then you have a double strike for 35 plus or whatever that they're going to go for game. So I think it's Buff Boo. I mean, it's hard to really tell. You have to test, but I think Buff Boo's probably like the one I would lean towards. That's the problem. But anytime you cheat out stuff, right, like, that's also a problem, right? As we saw with Kefla. I mean, Kefla's a little different with Topku, but like the Great Saiyaman 2 package here, that's pretty strong when you're able to cheat that out for 2. Like, if you can keep those rolling, the Great Saiyaman 2 packages rolling, and being able to cheat them out for 2, even just hard casting, you know, that's really strong. So yeah, something with Boo needs to be hit. I would lean towards the Buff Boo, but if just giving the deck a little bit more of identity of what it, like, not being able to do everything. It needs to just pick something that's good at and have it do that, right? And that's why these decks are so strong, Halo Ku and Boo, is because they can do everything. The Boo gets to draw and discard and swing tall and swing wide. Halo Ku gets to swing wide and then recur and draw and cheat stuff out, and good board control with multiple ways of board control by a Great Saiyaman 2 extra card, or a Great Saiyaman extra card, and then Gohan's. Like, yeah, they just get to do everything. They don't have like a single thing that they're good, like just one thing that they're good at. They're good at lots of stuff, right? And then that leads us into androids. Androids are pretty good at doing lots of things too. This card right here lets them basically, you're ramping for 1 energy as long as you have 4 energy, and then it's a 20k body, 10k combo power, and you can play this multiple times a turn. Like, this is just saying, hey, I'm gonna go wide, and then my next turn I'm gonna drop the strongest boss cards in the game, and they're able to do a lot of stuff. It has good draw power, right? It has plenty of cantrips, and if you're playing an Earthling package, you're able to just recur. It has the 2-cost Android 18 that lets them cycle and draw, and then they just, like I said, get to play the strongest boss cards, and they have the most reliable way to search out these pieces and ramping, right? If they go lab version, you just you're able to ramp every single turn for the most part, like, and throughout the entire game, and they don't have to worry about playing cards to ramp because they only have lab, and then they just get to draw boss cards, which I think is going to be a problem with this new 9-drop Broly, because getting the 9 energy, 10 energy for droids is like, they're able to do that by turn 5. I think it's turn 5 they can get the 10 energy, and then like they just drop this guy, and now this is, you don't even need to play Cell anymore in droids. You just play this, you gain an unconditional like life, KO, cleared the board, and now you're swinging 55 double strike. Like, that's pretty insane. I think droids is going to be kind of good here. I need some more testing, but I mean, just kind of theory crafting and looking at it, like, I think droids are already pretty good. They've been pretty good for a while, but this new 9-cost is just going to be pretty insane. And then, like, why play any other green decks? You know, green's kind of like that ramp color. So why play any other deck when you can just play this one, play droids that ramps like the fastest, most consistent, and now when they keep coming out with insane boss cards, like, you want to get to be able to play it the fastest, and droids can do that. So it just kind of feels like it's going to hinder all the other green decks. So I think 4-cost droids, yeah, definitely a problem. Maybe if they limit that, you only could play it once per turn. Maybe something like that. I don't know, but I'm putting Broly out here just because, like, I want to show you that I think it could be a problem as green gets all these big boss cards, and then droids are just able to ramp the fastest, most consistent. It's just going to make other green decks kind of like less desirable to play. And then I put some other stuff in here. I don't think barrier is a problem right now, for yellow, but I think like it could be a problem down the line, to where if there's no barrier removal and then barrier cards just start getting stronger and stronger, I think that could be pretty toxic. It's already kind of toxic that, you know, if a yellow player plays Frieza, lets it sit there, and then like you can't get rid of it. You just can't get rid of it. You have to swing into it, and they pretty much will just defend these. And then the fact that Frieza gets rid of a 5 cost for just paying 2 energy, it's pretty strong, right? It's pretty strong. So I don't think anything's wrong with barrier right now. I just think it's strong, but I can see like later down the line, if there's no way to do barrier removal, it could be a problem. And then I put like some of these, like I said, some red cards in here. I don't think UI Goku's like bad. I mean, it's good, but I can see something like this being a problem. And like how we talked about like late game, end game being unfun and toxic, like dropping back-to-back 6 costs Goku's here is like, it's pretty strong, right? It's not very fun to play against because you have to have answers for those. But red's kind of just in a very mid-average spot right now, other than probably Jiren. I think it's just because they're all the cards below this 6 cost SCR they're just kind of very mid, very average. But once they start getting very stronger, like 2s, 3s, and 4s and 5s, I think red's definitely going to be strong, and this card will be like a problem. They just keep playing these over and over. Does it need to be hit right now? No, I don't think so. But I'm just being fair to all the colors right now. I'm doing a little review on them. And then I kind of put this black Trunks here because I didn't want to leave black out, but I don't think black is very much a problem. This card's more just annoying, and it's pretty much leader locked. So I think Baby's strong, but yeah, I don't think there's any problems with black. I just put it in here so we didn't exclude any colors here. But yeah, guys, that's my opinion on the game state right now. I think the game's like okay, like it's pretty diverse for the most part. Like you can have rogue decks win, and obviously like the topping decks are gonna be Satan City and Boo, which I definitely think those both need to be hit. And like I said, I don't think peel off's the problem. I think if you hit peel off, you're gonna hit every other blue deck, and people are just gonna still play Satan City. So I think Satan City needs to be hit. And then like the same thing with Evil Boo. You gotta hit something in Evil Boo, or else no one's gonna play any other color or any other yellow deck. So yeah, that's my opinion, guys. And like I said right now, it's just my opinion. But I don't get all like doom and gloom. I think the game's like pretty good still, and you can find ways to win. Just gotta study the matchups, and you can build your deck kind of to fight those matchups. But yeah, if you guys have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear it. I've been watching all the videos and reading all the comments from other content creators and all the posts on Facebook and stuff, and I felt like I just wanted to, give my little 2 cents here. So yeah, go ahead and leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear them and see what you guys have to say. But I'll see you guys in the next one.